Say you're making personalised keyrings at, say, £6 each. On the surface, that sounds fine, right? £6 per order, orders coming in regularly, and the shop's ticking over. But let's actually do the maths on that, because I think it's worth being really honest about what those numbers look like in practice. You've got the material cost, you've got the machine time, you've got the packer materials, the bag, the tissue paper, the box if you're using one. And then you've got the Etsy listing fee, the transaction fee, the payment processing fee. And then you've got your time. The time to set up the file, run the job, check it, pack it, label it, and hand it off. And when you add all of that up properly, that £6 sale starts looking a lot less exciting. If you want to build a real income from products at that price point, you need a lot of them. And we're not talking about a few dozen a week, we're talking about hundreds. And at that volume, you're not really running a business anymore. You're running a production line that happens to be in your spare room. I'm a top 1% Etsy seller, and the thing that actually changed my results wasn't more listings or more products or even more orders. It was a shift in how I thought about what I was actually selling and why. And the realization was this. There's a big difference between a product that gets orders and a product that actually improves your business. And for a long time, I was very focused on the first one without paying nearly enough attention to the second. I remember being in that phase where everything felt busy. Orders were coming in, the machine was running, and I was packing orders late into the evening, answering messages, updating tracking, and from the outside or even on a spreadsheet, it looked like things were working. The order numbers were there, the shop was moving. But when I actually sat down and asked myself honestly what I was making per hour and whether the business even felt sustainable, the answer wasn't great. That's the thing that nobody really talks about enough in the Etsy space. Everyone talks about bestsellers and order counts and which products are trending, but not enough people talk about whether the business actually feels worth running on a Tuesday afternoon when you're packing your 15th small order of the week and wondering where the day went. A lot of entry-level products people build their shops around are perfectly good products to start with. Keyrings, coasters, small wooden gifts, I've got nothing against any of them. They're great for learning your machine, learning your process, and understanding how Etsy works. But when they become the permanent foundation of your business model and you never really move past them, that's where things start to stall in ways that are hard to see clearly when you're in the middle of it. The shift for me was asking a completely different question. Instead of asking what sells easily, I started asking what sells well, and those are not the same question. Selling easily means low friction, low barrier, quick decision, and selling well means the product has proper margin, the customer values what they're buying, and the price reflects the quality of what you're making. And once I started optimizing for the second thing instead of the first, everything about how I looked at my product range changed. And that naturally led towards a completely different category of products. And the clearest example of that for me right now is 3D photo engraving inside of Canine Crystal. When someone sees a photo suspended inside a crystal block for the first time, something happens that doesn't happen with most personalized gifts. They stop, they look a bit closer, and they even pick it up and turn it around. And they usually ask how it's even possible, how the image got inside, and how it has the depth to it, how it looks the way it does. And that reaction, that moment of genuine surprise and curiosity is incredibly valuable from a selling point of view, because you haven't even mentioned the price yet, and the customer has already decided that this is something special. And that's the position you want to be in. Compare that to selling a personalized keyring. The customer knows roughly what it is before they've even clicked on the listing. They've seen similar things before. They have a price sort of expectation before they've even looked at yours. And that expectation is usually low because the whole category is competed down to the bottom. You're fighting for attention on price before you've even had a chance to show them anything. With Canine Crystal, that dynamic is completely reversed. The product creates its own perceived value the moment someone sees it. You don't need to justify the price, and you don't need clever copywriting to make it seem worth more than it actually is. The product itself is doing the work for you, and that is the most valuable thing a product can do in any market. The reason this works so well emotionally is that it's almost always tied to something meaningful. a wedding photo, a pet portrait, a memorial piece, or a gift for a parent or grandparent. A significant moment that someone wants to hold on to in a way that feels permanent and real. People aren't casually browsing for the cheapest version of this. They have a specific person in mind, a specific memory, a specific occasion, and they want to get it right. So that completely changes the buy-in psychology. They're not looking to shave a couple of pounds off the price. They're looking for the best version of the thing they've already decided they want. That is a fundamentally different customer to deal with, and it makes the whole business feel different as a result. From a pricing perspective, that emotional weight combined with the visual impact of the product means you can operate at a price point that makes the business genuinely work. You're not doing the math on £6 keyrings anymore. You're working with products where a single order can be worth more than 10 or 20 of those small keyrings. And the time involved per order isn't 10 or 20 times more. The margin is just structurally better. And that changes what your week looks like entirely. The machine I use for canine crystal work is the xTool F2 Ultra UV, and that's not a casual recommendation. It's specifically what gives me the level of precision this type of product needs. Because with 3D internal engraving on crystal, the detail has to be right, the placement has to be accurate, and the finish has to be clean. If any of those things are off, the whole product falls apart very quickly. And with premium blanks, that's an expensive mistake to make. When you're making low-ticket items, a mistake is annoying, but you just rerun the job. You've lost a bit of material and a little bit of time, but you just move on. When you're working with canine crystal blanks or high-end glass or premium acrylic, a mistake costs real money. And more importantly, it costs you confidence in your process. So one of the things that actually enabled me to move into this category properly wasn't just the machine. It was developing a repeatable, reliable workflow, knowing my settings, having my files prepared correctly, and understanding exactly how each material behaves with what it needs. That consistency is what lets you produce premium products at a pace that makes business sense, rather than treating every order like a one-off experiment. And that repeatability becomes even more important as you start to scale, because the whole point of moving into higher value products is that you don't need the same volume, but you do need the same quality every single time. One poor result on a memorial piece or a wedding gift isn't just a refund. It's a customer who will never come back and probably won't leave you a good review either. So the process behind the product matters as much as the product itself. Canine crystal is the strongest example I keep coming back to, but the whole precision-based emotionally driven product category is really strong right now. What I found is that once you have a product in this category that really works, it changes how you think about everything else in your shop. You start asking whether each product is pulling the average value of your business up or down, and you get a lot more intentional about what you add, what you keep, and what you eventually phase out. That's a much healthier place to build a business from. Not from a position of needing volume to survive, but from a position where each order is genuinely worth taking, the margins make sense, and the work feels like it has a point. So if you're at that stage right now where orders are coming in, but something still feels off, and where the numbers look okay on the surface, but the hourly reality doesn't quite match up, this is the direction I'd be looking. Not more products, not more listings, not more of the same. Better products in the right categories with the right customers attached to them. So in the next video, we're gonna look at premium product creation. We're gonna look at inner engraved crystals and high-end personalized items. We're gonna look at why premium products create better margins. And we're gonna look at real examples of products that can command higher price points. So make sure you're subscribed because that one is coming very soon. And don't forget to drop a comment below and tell me what you're making right now, what you want to move into, and what's been the main thing stopping you. I read every single one and it genuinely helps me know what to cover next. I've been Paul and I will catch you on the next one. Ciao.